Hello there, and welcome to episode 43 of Ilum Radio. We are your hosts, Dave Barry Menace, and with me always my good pal and cosplayer extraordinaire, Millie. How are you doing tonight, Millie?
Great. Actually, there's a possibility I might be seeing Return of the Jedi Orchestra in concert.
Really?
In Boston. Maybe. It's not 100% certain, but we've been invited to troupe there next week, so...
That is pretty cool.
Yeah, it's going from Thursday the 25th through Saturday the 27th, so...
That is pretty dope. That is very dope. I hope you actually get to do that. See, that's those are the kind of perks you get, folks, when you're part of the Star Wars costuming groups. Just saying, find your local Star Wars cosplaying group in your area. I'm partial to Saber Guild, but there's 501st and Rebel Legion.
Same thing.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, of course Millie is, because she started a new temple.
I did.
So tonight, and again, it's going to be another short one because we are covering a short. See what I did there? We're covering episode 2 of Visions Volume 2, Screecher's Reach, which is one of... It's hard to say it's my favorite because I liked them all equally because they were all good, but this one did have a lot of cool shit that happened in it. But you said it was one of your favorites, though, correct?
Yeah, this and I Am Your Mother are one of my favorites so far. I haven't watched all of it. I've watched up to episode 5, so I'm halfway through. But I'm able to talk about the first 5 beforehand, so...
Now, again, guys, each of these, if you hear last week, we already heard this, but I'll say it again. Millie and I discussed it, and we're like, every single episode is its own thing. So every single episode does deserve its own show, its own podcast, its own episode, because they're all so different and cool. And I personally love that different animation studios from across the globe, and it adds to it. But tonight's episode is about Screecher's Reach, a short animated short. Yeah, from Cartoon Saloon. Cartoon Saloon. Let me just pull up who they are really quick. Cartoon Saloon is a Kilkenny-based cartoons. Is a 5-time Academy Award-winning, Golden Globe, BAFTA, and Emmy-nominated animation studio formed by Paul Young, Tom Moore, and Nora Twomey. From award-winning shorts to feature films and TV series, Cartoon Saloon has carved a special place in the international animation industry. And in 2014, they were nominated for the Academy Award. They were nominated for was for Song of the Sea, which is pretty cool.
What country are they based out of?
Ireland.
That makes sense.
Yes.
Because...
Do you want to start it?
I mean, all of the characters have Irish accents, and their main character is a redhead. So I mean, not to obviously, what's the word? God, I just got home from work and I can't brain. So,
that's fine. It just adds to the show.
Yeah. I figured it was from Ireland.
Not only, what really sold it home for me for it being Ireland is the Sith, the bad guy, basically the monster, the Screecher. Because it was basically a banshee from Irish folklore, and
oh really?
Yeah, that's so. So basically, to give you a synopsis, obviously if you've seen it, awesome, but quick synopsis for everyone at home watching or listening or however, is our main character. Her name is Doll, I believe. Yeah, Doll. So she is, she works in this type of factory type of thing, and it was part of the actual Irish history where they just had these literal working factories. You didn't get to go home. You basically lived in so this
based off of real life.
Yeah, this entire episode is based off of just the Irish history, like the type of factories they had, child workers, kind of like a very like fascist type of factory, especially with the way it starts in the beginning. They really want to show you the type of world these kids live in. And Doll decides she wants to go and find something new and fresh, and her friends go with her to Screecher's Reach, where a ghost is there, and they want to go see a ghost. So,
A ghost.
a ghost. What were your thoughts on the animation style of this one?
It was really cute. I loved it.
Very, because the previous episode, Sith, was obviously like CG, and
Honestly, it gave me it reminded me of Spider-Verse, the animation from last week.
it did, yeah, it did a lot of like
It
very
was
Spider-Verse
like a mix
heavy,
of like 2D and 3D.
and that's what I loved about
You know what I mean?
this episode, because there's a lot of art and life in 2D animation, and Screecher's Reach captured it well. Yes, it was drawn on a computer, so not all of it was hand drawn, except for one specific part, which is really dope. But yeah, the part where they met the Banshee, the Screecher, basically, that's all hand drawn.
See, I haven't seen any of the behind the scenes stuff, so I've only seen the episode once, a couple weeks back. So
Oh, I my biggest thing for anything is I love watching behind the scenes stuff, and like I'm that guy that'll spend hours on the video commentary for like DVDs or Blu-rays, because I just love all the behind the scenes work. But yeah, like that. So what's cool about the Banshee is not only is it all hand drawn, but it's all ink. They inked every single frame. Yeah, like brush and ink.
that's expensive.
And apparently, according to like what they said in the making of it, it took them 45 minutes per frame. And
No kidding.
And there was like 300 frames altogether.
That's expensive. Do you know how much ink costs?
And
That's
it's all hand drawn, which is nutty.
nuts. Yeah.
Yep. What were your thoughts on the characters themselves and her friends and whatnot?
Not gonna lie, I thought one of them was gonna die.
Yeah, same.
But yeah, I mean, I knew it wasn't gonna be that grim, but still, I had a feeling because I've been watching way too many angsty Star Wars stories, including Bad Batch season finale. So I'm still not over that. So
I don't think we're ever going to be over that until the season premiere of season 3. I'm sure. What I loved about this episode, and again, I loved all these episodes. There's like a couple I like more than others, but like in volume 1 of Visions, I definitely had my favorites and other ones that were just like meh, that weren't like too great. And I think that's a lot. That's the same for I think all of us who watched Vision, the first season or first volume. But this one was just, and this episode, Screecher's Reach, was like the art style was cool, and I love the array of characters of like all her friends, and like the difference between them being in the factory and then how big the world was when they escaped out in the speeders, and like how large and free everything looked. And when they get to the forest, you could definitely tell it was inspired by Ireland, or where they are in Ireland. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Did you expect the thing in the mountain to be a Sith Lord at all, or no?
no,
Neither did I.
no, I legit thought it was a ghost.
Yeah, same.
Until without that lightsaber, I was like, whoa, okay, definitely not a ghost.
Like,
It reminds me of that one line in I think it was either it was in the sequels. It was about something about a like a ghost.
Last Jedi, I think you're
Maybe
talking.
it was Last Jedi.
The whole
I think
snap,
it was like a Luke talking about.
like the whole like snap part, where like she was touching the mirror, or I think that might be the part you're thinking of.
Maybe it is. Skellig Michael is set in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
It is in Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
But technically, I mean, yeah, that's Octo's Skellig Michael, which is in Ireland, so I
Mm-hmm.
guess it all connects. So,
Remember, folks, none of this is canon. It's technically canon adjacent, but not really. Like, none of this is just... Remember, all these stories are their own thing. Yes, they could be.
yeah.
Could be.
I feel like the most canon I've seen so far is the I Am Your Mother short, but we'll get there when we get there, like when we talk about it.
I agree with that, but yeah, we'll get there.
Which is probably why it was one of my favorites so far, so...
And there's... Not to jump too much off of Screecher's Reach, but there's a lot of reasons to like I Am Your Mother. Like, a lot of reasons.
And I actually wrote down the Easter eggs that I found in the
Really?
episode.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a ton.
Oh.
Including some non-Star Wars ones, which I think you'll enjoy.
Nice.
So.
Oh, please keep those handy for next week, or
I will.
yeah, when we talk about I Am Your Mother.
Is I Am Your Mother the next one?
I don't think so. Let me double check.
Because if so, I am preparing.
The next one is In the Stars, the one with the two sisters.
Oh, okay.
Which is also really,
Yeah.
really good. And that's the thing.
I think the one after that is I Am Your Mother.
Yes, the one right after is I Am Your Mother. Yep.
Alright, I'm still going to write down the Easter eggs I found, and I'm going to rewatch it, because I'm a big Ardaman fan, so...
Oh, I'm sure. And
a Wedge fan, but yeah, I'll save my thoughts for that episode.
but it's tough not to like. So, watching it, at least for me, this episode, Screecher's Reach, it didn't feel too Star Warsy until they got to the cave.
Yeah.
Like it felt like.
It reminded me. You know what it reminded me of? The very beginning of Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh yeah, I can see that. Yeah.
Redheads.
Yeah. Goddamn redheads in the Star Wars universe. God.
And I mean, Cal knew he was a Jedi like before because he was an Order 66 survivor, but obviously the main character didn't know. She was Force sensitive.
And like and like watching the making of it, that's the world they tried to paint, where it's like this is a world where they know the Force and they probably worship the Force like a religion, but they have no idea.
Necklace.
Yeah, exactly. But they have no idea what the Sith or Jedi are. To them, those aren't even concepts.
Yeah, like at first, like when she was like, I guess, give me strength to like her necklace thing. I legit thought she was talking to a Sith Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Or like a spirit of a Sith Lord, and hence why she managed to discover the cave, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the very end, I guess we could jump to the very end. Like, you think those are like Jedis, or do you think they were like something else?
So, watching the making of this, because I thought she was a Jedi. I thought that the one that came together was a Jedi.
I don't think she is. Yeah.
She is a Sith Lord, and they did that on purpose. Because their whole idea was, these kids don't know what a Jedi or Sith are, right?
Yeah.
And the way they animate the Sith Mother, who is voiced by Angelica Houston, by the way, Morticia Adams.
Oh, that's right. I forgot the
I know. I said the same thing. I'm like, no way, I forgot. Oh, yeah. We talked about this.
Morticia Adams. Yeah, we talked about the cast list of this and totally forgot. So.
Mm-hmm. But they animate it in a way where it's like, if you look at it from a certain point of view, you can tell what she is. Mm-hmm. So when she's coming off of the ship, her robes are all white and she looks very angelic and very beautiful. But then when she opens her robe and starts speaking, you see like the blood red armor underneath it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like her eyes, how they kind of glow a bit, and like she doesn't look like a beautiful flower. Even her ship, from the front, it looks like a peaceful flower like landing and opening up. But from the side, you can see like all the sharp edges and the red and like.
Yeah.
So they did it like very purposely. So these kids, they think it's she's an angel or she's good. Like nothing bad about her, because the big bad, the Banshee, was already defeated by Dahl.
This is the second short in a row where the main character is somehow a Sith.
Mm-hmm. Or apprentice of a Sith. And the big giveaway should have been, and I didn't catch it till I watched it the second time. The big giveaway should have been when she said, "You can keep the lightsaber."
Yeah.
Because Dahl kills the Banshee and then keeps the lightsaber. And she was
Yeah.
trying to give it to like the Sith mom, and she's like, "Nope, this is yours. You can have it." That should have been the giveaway. I didn't catch it the first time watching it. The second time, I'm like, "Oh, there it is. There was the." They basically let us know that
God,
what
another Mara Jade freaking tease. I swear to God.
the redhead.
Yeah.
I mean, she.
Because I compared her to Mara Jade or the main character from last week to Mara Jade.
Yep.
So. Make her canon, dang it. I don't care if she's not Luke's wife anymore. I just want her to exist.
Oh, they can. I mean, if they've made everything else, they made Thrawn work, and they're from the sounds of it, Thrawn is going to
Yeah.
work, and they've completely changed the story
They're
with
making
Thrawn.
Heir to the Empire. Like, they're legit making an Heir to the Empire film, and Mara Jade is in that, so...
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it can work with Luke and Mara not being, a couple. Like... I can see it work.
I agree. I totally agree. I mean, I was convinced for Rey that her mom was Mara Jade and had nothing to do with Luke Skywalker whatsoever.
I was one of the OGs that believed she was related to Obi-Wan. And she's like a secret child of Satine and Obi-Wan. That was my original theory until maybe Last Jedi came out. Then I had second thoughts, so I don't know.
Like, I guess she could have been in cryostasis because she would have been frozen and not aged and all that. Like, yeah, I could.
But then I didn't think about the logistics of the timeline and stuff like that. So
I mean, and I've said it on different shows. I know we're off topic. I know we're way off topic, but I've just said it on different shows before. If only we knew we would have the Mandoverse, they could have planned something like that. Like, who's to say Satine didn't have a kid fathered by Obi-Wan? And she was like, you know what? This kid, I have to put this kid in cryostasis or something, because to protect it,
Listen, and it's now canon twice now. Actually, well, yeah, I'll give Kix as an example because that's not a spoiler, but Kix has been in stasis for many, many years up until basically the sequel trilogy.
Mm-hmm.
I managed to live that it's possible.
Very, very possible. So they could have. I have dreams of Captain Phasma walking around in Mandalorian armor, but it is what it is. Anywho, come on, that would have been dope.
Screech's Reach.
Screech's Reach. So, yeah, it wasn't Star Wars heavy until we got to the cave, until we met the Sith Lord, until the lightsaber popped up. It was all just Irish lore, and it was definitely, you could tell, heavily influenced by Irish lore, which is great. It adds a lot to the story, in my opinion.
Also, she was definitely tempted by the dark side when she killed the Screecher. 100%.
Was she? I don't know. I feel like she was doing it to survive.
I don't know.
I see what you're.
It reminded me when Cal Kestis in Fallen Order was tempted by, and also Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whatever.
I could see.
It's
Well,
just my opinion.
Okay. Thinking about it, she didn't have to kill the.
Exactly. She didn't have to kill. She could have spared her. She could have
walked away.
Yeah, exactly. But she just straight up, out of anger, also which is, I guess, another key thing.
I agree. I feel bad though, because Dahl was just looking for an escape. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, she's living on this world where she's basically a child worker. Her and her friends are child workers.
Dahl was already suffering. So,
Yes.
just like Anakin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
God, I'm not comparing her to Anakin, like young Anakin, like when he was basically a slave, like similar to Dahl.
I mean, we'll think about it. It's like, and
Technically, they're slaves too.
Yeah, I think they are also. Like, we can get into the semantics of like Sith and Jedi, but one thing is true with the Sith. Whether you like Jedi or Sith or not, like the Sith always give people an illusion of choice. You know what I mean? Where it's like you've been chained up your whole life, kid. Here is the thing you want, that you've always wanted. You just have to reach out and get it. What will you do to get this thing? And the Jedi are more like, well, you're too old. We can't teach you, even though you're strong with the Force. We can't show you the ways of the Force. So, good luck. Like have a good life as a child slave. Do what you gotta do. Where the Sith are like, you can stay a slave, or you can come with me and learn how to utilize this power. You may not survive, but at least you get to leave your shackles behind, and that's kind of like the story we're seeing with this girl.
It just sucks that they're all disappointed in.
What do you mean?
Her at the very end, like when she left, like they were all very sad. She was like, it was very depressing.
It was. A lot of these, other than like I Am Your Mother, a lot of these were very sad and like told a good.
Well, arguably the next one was pretty good.
It was. It was still kind of. I mean, it was still kind of.
It was still kind of sad.
Yeah.
It had a happy ending.
It did. Like when I was watching the making of it, the director himself actually, with with Dahl leaving with the Sith Mother, with the Sith Lord, his whole idea, his whole inspiration of it was when he was going away to art college, because he grew up in a neighborhood with his friends in Ireland, in this one town, small town, all of his buddies, and now he got like this magic ticket to leave the town and go study art.
I'm very curious. How do you spell Dahl?
Daal.
I just want to look at her Wikipedia because I did this last week with the main character. Oh, confirmed. This is. You're right, Dave. You are right. Yeah. I don't know if the link works, but yeah, you're right. Just read the first line of her Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm. Let me click it real quick and get people off my friends list.
You're gonna be happy when you read it. So
Dahl was a Force-sensitive human female Sith who lived in the galaxy. The young girl worked in a workhouse on the planet. That's what they call workhouse, and was friends with fellow workers Kenna, Bathan, and Quinn. Yeah.
Right, she was this.
Yeah.
Called it. Even it wasn't really confirmed, but yeah.
I mean, she's a Sith now because she went with the lady, so.
So that confirms your theory.
Sith Mother. Hang on, let me see what they say about Sith Mother.
Oh my god, that means she's gonna be a Dark Empire costume instead of Rebel Legion. 501st Dark Empire Saber Guild.
I mean, she could still be Rebel Legion though, because
she's a Sith.
She wasn't a Sith till the end of the movie, until the end of the short.
True.
And
she's a 5 Club costume, I guess. In fact, I don't know. We'll let. And
remember, she didn't know she was willingly becoming a Sith. You know,
that's true.
Like the Sith Mother just came down to say, "Hey, look, I have a better way of life for you. Come with me." You know.
Yeah.
So, like, even at the end of the movie, she looks back really quick as her friend, because her friends get upset that she's leaving. I think it's like twofold. Like, it's because one, they know she killed the Banshee, and they're like, "You killed someone," and two, she's going away with this scary monster thing that to them looks like a monster to a degree, and at the end of it, you could tell she feels like she made the wrong choice because she looks back at them as the world is closing like around her. So she's ultimately she's going to become a Sith. Yes, I do agree. She is going to be a Sith, but she wasn't a Sith until
apprentice.
Yeah, an apprentice. But she wasn't an apprentice until she got on the ship. Like, the Sith mother gave her a choice.
Saying, like, she wears the same costume like the entire episode, so like her costume is technically all 4 clubs, or 5 if you count Rebel Legion.
Getting off topic a little bit, but getting on topic to costuming.
Yes.
Is Visions like? Because I don't even know.
There are some people approved in Visions costumes.
Okay.
Like couple or one of the couples, like, I forget her name. It was from the same episode as F in Visions Volume 1. I'm blanking.
The couple?
She's like the bride.
Oh, fudge. Hang on.
Yeah.
Hang on. Give me a second. Hang on.
I know for sure one person's approved with that costume from Vision, so it can be done.
It's Akari, is that it? No.
Maybe.
It's not the Ninth Jedi. The Village Bride. That's it.
The Village Bride, yeah.
Yep, that one.
It's a literal Village Bride. Someone's approved with that, so. In Rebel Legion.
I mean, it is a pretty dope costume. Hang on, let me pull it up over your face. Sorry.
It's another variation.
You're talking about that one?
Not F. Literally the Village Bride.
Oh, really?
Yeah, one of her costumes. It's the one with the dress and the long hair and the pink tips.
I'll see if I can find a photo of it real quick.
That variation, because she wears like 2 or 3 costumes. I don't remember. I'm surprised no one's approved with F yet, but I've seen people cosplay F very good, very well.
That's the other thing I'm excited about Visions in general, but Sweeter's Reach is like just the cosplay of it. Like, I really want to see someone pull off the Sith Mother at a con.
Yo, Celebration 2025.
Right? Like, that's gonna look fucking dope. And whoever it is has to be like statuesque and like tall, because they make her seem really big compared to like the kids. Like very, very big.
People cosplaying the kids for sure.
Hey, if you know some redheads, throw a doll their way.
I actually do know some redheads, so yeah. One of them is actually like short, so
that works. Yeah, I liked. Was there anything you disliked about this episode?
Okay. I wish there was like a time jump, like at least that indicates that she's like either training and then like occasionally visiting, or like I just want to see her train, like just for a little bit, like, and that's it. I don't know why I didn't like that ending so much. I guess it was too sad, but yeah, I really wanted to see more, but it is what it is.
To piggyback off that, I don't like it ended in a cliffhanger.
Yes, yeah, exactly. I wanted to see more. Like,
the previous episode, Sith, basically was, it could lead to something else, but it can't. But it ended at a really good point. She defeats the Sith Lord, now she's the Lord, and she's like, I'm going to paint my own adventure, and she's off. So it could just stop there. Where this one ended on a cliffhanger that we're never going to see it come to fruition. At least that I think, I mean, if Disney does a volume 3, or if Lucasfilm does a volume 3 of Visions, I don't think they're going to go back to some of these old studios and be like, hey, do you want to finish your story? Do you want to see where this goes? Because I feel like they're always going to be picking like new creators, new studios, and telling new stories, which is fine. That's great, but I I don't. Yeah, I don't like it ending on a cliffhanger. That's probably my only gripe. Like, just have a finished story.
During her journey to Spiritual's Reach, Dahl experienced regret for keeping the secret that she had been chosen by the Sith Mother to lead. So she knew all along.
Well, she knew she was leaving, but I don't think she knew she was a Sith. Remember, they don't know what these are.
Oh.
You know what I mean? It's like,
True.
it's like you and I, like, it's like you and I knowing what Kung Fu is, and then seeing like a practicing Buddhist monk for the first time. Like, you know, it's like that, almost like that same type of like feeling. It's like, oh, this exists. There's actually people who practice this for their whole entire lifestyle. Holy shit! It's very, and for them, that's what it is. They just don't know. They don't know who they are, and yeah, she didn't. She remember, like, Dahl thought this was all going to be in her head. She didn't know she would do something physical. She didn't realize there to be something there. Like, in her head, and they mention it again in the making of it. I'm sorry I keep on bringing it up, because the making of it is like, guys, do yourself a favor. When you watch these episodes, watch the making of every single one from like the studio houses. They're just brilliant, and they bring up a lot of stuff that you didn't catch, but when you rewatch it, you're like, oh yeah, there it is. And one of the things that the director was obsessed with when he was a kid was in The Empire Strikes Back, when Luke goes into the cave and faces like the vision of Vader. He was always obsessed with that scene, so he wanted to create his own version, but like a Sith version. How would a Sith present that obstacle? You know? And for Luke it was a vision, but for the Sith it's like, no, you have to fight this thing. And how far will you go to survive and make it off-world? And yeah, it's like, other than the cliffhanger, I'm really trying to find reasons to not like this, just to say something negative.
No, I liked everything else. I agree. I didn't like the cliffhanger either.
But like, it's hard to find. It's hard to find anything negative about this episode. It's hard to find anything negative about it. But like,
I
even,
wonder if that symbol on her necklace is a new thing.
oh, I'm sure represents whatever that
Sith
creature
thing.
is, or like,
Yeah.
it's probably like what the symbol of the Sith is in their
I
world.
wonder how she obtained it. Since she was like, you know, working underground the whole time and finally escaped.
Like in my head canon, how I thought of it was the Sith Mother drops off like these beacons on different worlds that possibly have someone who's Force sensitive, and she's like, I'll let the Force decide. I'll drop it here, and if they find it, cool. If not, then they're not meant to be my apprentice. And maybe her Force abilities led her to it, but she didn't realize
So
it
you
was the
think
Force.
like the Sith Mother had the necklace, dropped it off in a random area, and then whoever senses it, like, or calls to them, like, picks it up, similar to like holocron, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
basically. Yeah. That's how I thought it. Like, maybe she just dropped it off, and she's like,
okay.
whoever finds it, finds it. Because from what
That makes a lot more sense than the theory of like, oh, the Sith Mother put the necklace on her when she was a baby and like left her at the. I mean, she could have.
She
but,
could have.
You know, she didn't know her real identity, but I mean, it makes sense, right?
Yeah. Like, I'd have to watch it again, but I think Dahl was like surprised or shocked when like when it started talking to her.
Yeah.
Because I don't think she realized it was a communicator until like the very end.
Yeah.
No,
maybe.
I'm wrong. Wait, no, I'm wrong.
But
Because Dahl says to her when she meets her, "You said it wouldn't be real. You said it would just be like a fantasy." And the Sith Mother was like, well, you did what you had to do to survive, right? That's why it's okay. So she did know it was a communication device, just not what it would turn into. So I don't know. Maybe the theory tracks. She did find it and then she started communicating, or
Addison's birth.
Addison's birth, like the Sith Mother dropped it off. Like,
Until she became of age and finally understood what it meant.
ooh, yeah.
She does look like she's 11, right?
Give or take, yeah.
I Padme's to start training a Padawan, am I right?
It is. Yeah, it is. It really is. That's the perfect age for it. Closing thoughts on this episode?
I honestly do want to see more of her, honestly.
Me too.
I love Sith. I want to see more Sith-centric stories, and I feel like The Acolyte... This is getting off topic, but yeah, I feel like The Acolyte's going to be good because of that, so...
Mm-hmm. I'm just hoping with The Acolyte that Acolyte is, the bad guy stays a bad guy through the entire series.
Yes, I agree.
Like, do not give me a change of heart story. I don't care about a change of heart story.
Give me a Dagon Gear King. I don't care.
Yes, like, give us something like this person's angry. Like, this is the bad guy throughout the entire thing. Like, Reva's different. Reva had to turn a heart at the end of it, so like that's a little bit different. But Obi-Wan,
well, she was an Inquisitor.
Exactly.
She was formerly a Jedi Padawan, so it makes sense.
Yes, exactly. Same thing with Anakin. He was a good person. He became Vader forever, and then he became a good person again. So, but I want to see they're bad from the beginning, and they're bad entire time through it. Give us that, Lucasfilms.
Yeah, I want to see that, and the Jedi being evil, you know?
Yes, like, you're right. Like, because to, like, the Sith's point of view, the Jedi are evil. They're the bad guys.
Exactly.
You're right.
Exactly.
Oh my god, yes.
From a certain point of view, the Jedi are evil. Direct quote from Anakin, Revenge of the Sith.
Yep. Then you are lost. Like, yeah, so what? Because we know from... I know we're getting way off topic, but we're kind of on topic.
It's related to Sith things.
It is.
I mean...
Because we know from the 7th season of the Clone Wars, the Martez sisters don't see the Jedi in a good light. They think they're like, like warlords pretty much, because their parents died because they were chasing Cad Bane. And so from a citizen's point of view, you can see why they think the Jedi are bad and why the Jedi had to disappear after the Clone Wars. So I would love to see the perspective of a Sith looking at the Jedi.
Yeah. Kind of like how we got, the New Republic ain't so good anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, we're seeing it, and
we're seeing like a turn of events here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, maybe the New Republic ain't so good, and maybe the Jedi Order ain't so good either. You know, like gray area.
We technically also saw it with Tales of the Jedi with Dooku.
Oh yeah, that's right.
We technically saw it there.
From Dooku's point of view, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little sprinkle tease of Acolyte, maybe.
Maybe, I hope so.
I mean, Dooku's obviously not going to show up in that because that's like thousands of years before.
Right.
But still, same ideology.
Exactly. I think more, unless you have any other closing thoughts about Streets of Reach, other than you want to see it continue on, so do I. Like, I see where, like, Doll's story goes.
Like in a book or comic even, like, I want to see more.
I would like that, actually.
We did kind of get that for one of the Vision stories. Like,
we did?
In a book form. Yeah. In a book form?
Which one?
It was like literally the first episode of Volume 1.
Oh, the Ronin one, or yeah.
The Ronin one, yeah. We got a book for him, so do a book for Doll. Like, please.
I did not know we had a book for that. That is...
We have a book, yeah.
I have to hunt that down now. Huh.
Yeah, I think Google Ronin book and that should pop up.
Ooh, I will put...
What's interesting, I think Ronin's also a Sith, I think.
He is.
So, Sith-centric book, another one, please.
Visions, Ronin book.
Should be readily available.
Yeah, there it is. Star Wars Visions Ronin, a vision novel inspired by the duel hardcover. No shit, on Amazon.
I'm surprised I didn't know about that. That's been out for a while.
I did not know. Oh, I will put that in the description below, friends, for you all to buy. Holy.
Totally on topic for this episode. But...
$16? That's not bad. Holy shit.
Dave's gonna buy this during the recording.
I really am. Check, like, look, that's the cover of it. It looks really dope.
Yep. There it is.
Huh. $16? Oh man.
I can't believe I just convinced you to buy that.
I mean, it doesn't take much, unfortunately, for me. Oh, and you can even get the toy too. That's cool.
Wait, really?
Apparently, there's a toy of it. Oh, can you imagine having toys of all of them? Like, as you can tell from the background,
Ooh.
I love toys and model kits, and
I'm sure there will be like next year, like. 'Cause they did that like I think a year after or like 6 months after Dolly One came out. They dropped some like toys after some of them.
yep, I'm looking at the Ronin right now from Bandai for like $60. I'm not going to buy it anytime soon, but that's it right there. I will also put that in the description for anyone who made it this far.
I'm sure they'll just look at the description anyway for links. So.
True. So that's it for us tonight, my friends. Again, we talked about Features Reach. Next week, we'll be talking about In the Stars, which is the 3rd episode of Volume 2 of Visions. If you like what you saw, please give us a like and follow, and make sure you comment below. Let us know what you liked about this episode of Visions, what you did not like. Do you want to see the story of Doll continue on in her Sith apprentice training? Because I know we do. But you guys can follow us on the social medias, on Twitter at Ilum Radio. Keep posted on the Twitter, because very, very soon we're going to announce some game streaming content. Very, very soon.
Yes, we are.
Also follow us on Instagram at Ilum Radio. If you want to send us a email about a story you want us to talk about, or just a fan mail in general, letting us know how much you like us, send us an email to ilumradiopodcast@gmail.com. If you guys want to contact us directly, more or less, on the social medias, Millie, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at me_Halprin and Instagram at Millie_Halprin.
If you guys want to find me, you can find me on Twitter at TheBeardedMenace. I am trying to post more on there because Millie basically calls me a dinosaur not using Twitter every now and then. So, that's going to happen more.
Fair. I'm more active on Twitter than Instagram nowadays anyway.
Yeah, you are.
Content-wise.
You can also find me on Instagram at DavidBeardedMenace. You'll see me posting some content, mostly like the model builds I've been doing for my Twitch. And if you want to hang out with Millie and I during a Twitch session on David Beard Menace, go to twitch.tv/DavidBeardMenace. You'll find me painting or drawing stuff or working on model kits from 9 p.m. Eastern till about midnight, give or take. And you may find Millie in there also doing the band Hammer as an admin and derailing chat like she usually kind of does. In a good way. I like when Millie derails the chat. But again, stay posted very, very soon. If you made it to this far, that we'll be announcing the gaming content coming to Ilum Radio. It's going to be on a different channel than, what you're watching this on right now. But you will see those links popping up very, very, very soon. Anyways, guys, that's it for us. As always, be easy, stay frosty, and may the Force be with you. Peace, guys.